The MotoGP world was shocked once again by the drama that unfolded at the Silverstone circuit during the 2025 British MotoGP. Marc Márquez maintained his position at the top of the standings despite the turmoil, but the spotlight was on Johann Zarco, who surprisingly managed to withstand the onslaught of the 8-time world champion. Zarco openly admitted that he was satisfied with withstanding Marquez's threats, suggesting that this season will be one of the fiercest in modern MotoGP history. What did Johann Zarco reveal after successfully holding back Marc Márquez? Let's discuss it. The drama began at the start of the race, leaving the audience in the stands and millions of fans around the world on the edge of their seats. On the second lap of the first start, Marc Márquez, the mainstay racer of Ducati Lenovo, fell at turn 11, a moment that raised great concern immediately. Marquez, also known as the baby alien, admitted that the incident was not the result of a technical error from the team or a personal strategy error, but rather a natural factor that was difficult to control. Today was due to the wind. I didn't do anything unusual, everything went as usual. Maybe I didn't take into account the changing wind, Marquez told Crash regretfully but realistically. He added that, since Friday's practice session, he had felt uncomfortable with the front tire, especially the soft one, which he felt didn't suit his aggressive riding style. Nevertheless, luck was still on the world champion's side. The race was temporarily stopped by a red flag due to an oil spill on the track, which gave all riders, including Marquez, the opportunity to restart and improve their chances. As the race continued, tension mounted, and onlookers waited to see if the baby alien could recover from the initial incident that had shaken him. The restart was truly dramatic and raised adrenaline levels. Marc Márquez, who started in fourth position, immediately began attacking as soon as the green light appeared. However, it was not Ducati or Aprilia that became his strongest opponent, but rather Johann Zarco, an experienced rider from the LCR Honda team. Zarco, who started in ninth place, performed exceptionally well. As if unaffected by the pressure, he rode steadily and passed the top riders one by one until finally taking third place. This forced Marquez into a tight duel that tested not only his skills but also his patience and courage. The tension peaked in the middle of the race. During one of his most aggressive attempts, Marquez tried to pass Zarco on a sharp turn. However, an incorrect calculation caused Marquez to nearly hit the back of Zarco's motorcycle. With his quick reflexes, Marquez was forced to veer off to avoid a collision, but the consequences were severe. He lost several valuable positions and dropped to ninth place. Meanwhile, Zarco solidified his position at the front. With the calmness that comes with his years of experience in MotoGP, Zarco maintained a high rhythm and level of concentration. "I was able to maintain the advantage over the Ducati behind me," Zarco said with satisfaction in his interview with Speedweek. "Keeping my concentration and not making mistakes was very important today. Finishing on the podium twice in a row confirms my motivation and aggressive approach." Marquez did not remain silent. The 8-time world champion began an all-out pursuit, exploiting every opportunity to push his way back to the front. With his spectacular signature maneuvers, he overtook the riders one by one until finally managing to retake third place, finishing just 1.841 seconds behind Zarco, who finished second. Although he did not win, Zarco was clearly the highlight of the day. This was not only because of his second podium in a row but also because he managed to thwart Ducati, who had been dominating. Moreover, Zarco's performance with LCR Honda was a positive sign that Honda, a giant manufacturer that had slumped in recent seasons, was showing signs of revival. This was not just a result, but a strong statement. Honda still had its teeth, and Zarco was one of its weapons. Amid the intensifying personal rivalries among the top riders, ominous signs are emerging for Ducati. For the first time since October 2022, the Borgo Panigale manufacturer failed to win 2 consecutive races, the French Grand Prix at Le Mans and the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. While the 73 consecutive podiums that have long been Ducati's pride remain intact, their aura of dominance is slowly eroding. The resurgence of rivals like Honda, Yamaha, and Aprilia has shaken up the competitive landscape that Ducati had seemingly controlled. Marco Bezzecchi recorded a brilliant victory at Silverstone, becoming the 5th different rider to win the series this season after Marc Márquez, Francesco Bagnaia, Alex Marquez, and Johann Zarco. This is not just an empty statistic. It's a clear sign that the 2025 season is a stage for surprises and drama rather than an arena for one manufacturer's dominance. Ducati's main rider, Francesco Bagnaia, who failed to finish at Silverstone, openly admitted that there were serious problems with their Desmosedici GP25 bike. "Marc hid the problems we had all weekend. He did an extraordinary job. But this is something to take seriously because the other teams are improving a lot while we are stagnating or declining," Bagnaia told Crash.net. The 2025 MotoGP season is exciting because of the rise of teams that had previously lagged behind. Honda, for example, has proven to the world that their victory at Le Mans was not just luck or coincidence thanks to Johann Zarco's brilliant performance. Zarco appeared determined, conquering the track with a mature strategy and undeniable speed. His rivals were forced to admit that Honda has returned to being a force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, Yamaha and Fabio Quartararo also showed their strength. The 2021 world champion recorded 3 consecutive pole positions, demonstrating the strength of his one-lap performance. At the British Grand Prix, Quartararo led the race for 11 laps, creating incredible tension in the paddock and among the fans. Unfortunately, Yamaha's hopes were dashed midway through the race when technical problems destroyed their chances of winning, which were almost within reach. Aprilia, through Marco Bezzecchi, also delivered a surprising performance. They took advantage of every little gap on the track to steal victory from the favorites. The team's strategic intelligence and Bezzecchi's courage on the motorcycle were a deadly combination, earning Aprilia increasing respect with each race. KTM has not yet claimed a single victory, but they are starting to show dangerous signs. Miguel Oliveira and rookie sensation Pedro Acosta have shown rapid development, warning other teams that KTM is waiting for the right moment to shake up the standings. In the midst of this increasingly fierce competition, Ducati is in a pressured position. The team that has been known as the ruler of the modern MotoGP era for the past few seasons must find answers to increasingly complex challenges immediately. If Ducati does not improve and solve their problems immediately, their chances of defending the title will be threatened, as will their great reputation in the paddock. The results of the 2025 British MotoGP brought major changes to the standings. Marc Márquez solidified his lead with 196 points, 24 points ahead of his younger brother, Alex Marquez, who remained in second place despite failing to podium at Silverstone. Defending champion Pecco Bagnaia fell far behind with 124 points after failing to finish twice. The pressure on his shoulders is growing, while his rivals continue to collect important points. Johann Zarco shone with his second podium finish, securing 5th place with 97 points. Fabio Di Giannantonio and Fabio Quartararo are close behind with 87 points each. However, Quartararo missed an opportunity to win due to a dramatic incident at the end of the race. Marco Bezzecchi made a big jump, rising to 7th place thanks to a brilliant victory at Silverstone, 69 points. Pedro Acosta took 9th place with 58 points, followed by Fermin Aldeguer with 55 points. Aldeguer has been consistent in his debut season. Despite a hard-fought race, Brad Binder had to settle for 15th place after receiving a track penalty, which further heats up the midfield battle. The question now is how long Marc Márquez can continue to cover up Ducati's weaknesses. Will his extraordinary performance be enough to maintain the Italian factory team's dominance? Will the 2025 season finally see Ducati's throne overthrown by tough rivals? Share your thoughts in the comments below.